I have to do voice recorder on my phone because I don't have a microphone yet that will pick up the sound the way that I want it to be. So this is the closest I can get it. All right, let's just put this here and see how this goes. Hi friends, welcome back. This is going to be a little bit different of a video, and I feel like I'm starting all of my videos with that. But what I've really wanted to do for a long time is share different types of coffees with you that I really like, or, you know, maybe part of the coffee tasting adventure that I've been doing. I have kind of been trying all sorts of different types of coffee beans from different roasters and different styles from different origins and all sorts of things. And the end goal is eventually to be able to have a list of coffees that I would love to have at my future coffee shop. I just opened a brand new bag yesterday, and if you are following me on my Instagram, you would have seen my very first impression tasting of this bag right here. So this is by a coffee shop called Kindness Mischief, which is located in Highland Park, California, and it is adorable. First of all, the packaging. I'm a sucker for packaging, totally, but that just ended up being a bonus to the actual coffee that's inside. When you look up close, it's actually modeled after 8-bit video games, which I have a huge soft spot for. It has a little battery in the top corner that says how much coffee is in here. So there's 12 ounces of coffee. On the other side, you have Ethiopia is the origin, washed is the process that they used for it. Down the bottom, you have a little music note, and it tells you the actual tasting notes that are like so clever. There's a little fox in the center because their logo is a fox. On the other side, you have your description of this bag of beans, which is super cute. It says, "We're proud to be a minority-owned, woman-owned small business. Your support means the world to us. Cheers to many more." And there is a tiny little 8-bit character that looks just like the owner, and I think it's freaking adorable. So let's get into the beans. The very first thing I want to show you is what the beans look like. The beans look relatively the same size. They're all a nice medium brown color. I love a good medium roast, and this looks like it's exactly where I would enjoy it to be. So let's grind some up, make a cup, and then taste it together and see what it's like. Ziggy, are you hosting? Excuse me. Okay. So I just ground the beans, and this is one of my favorite parts. My very favorite part about new coffee is opening the bag for the first time and inhaling that roasty, delicious first impression. This, now that it's been ground, kind of releases a little bit more of what the beans are going to taste like. And I can already get, mainly it's still that nutty roasty flavor that I first got when I opened the bag. But I can start to kind of get a hint of something that's going to be really special, a little bit more juicy and fruity inside, which we're really only going to get for real once we actually take a sip of it. Oh, so good. All right, so let's brew some of this up real quick. This is my V60, which I just got last week or the week before. Sorry if you had to pee. This is definitely gonna make it worse. Okay, so obviously this is lava, and I'm not trying to burn the crap out of my mouth right now. Something I've noticed over time tasting black coffee that's brewed just like this, is that the more that it cools down, the more that I feel like I can taste out of it. Initially, you're getting the heat, you're getting maybe what might taste a little bit more, let's say, acidic, sharper than what the actual coffee tastes like once it cools down a little bit. I'm also terrified of burning my tongue. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna give it a smell. Now that I have smelled it out of the bag, I've smelled it freshly ground, now freshly brewed. Do I get anything different? For most people, I feel like you're looking at this and you're like, coffee tastes like coffee. And let me tell you, my husband said that for so long until he tasted some really bad coffee. And he was like, what have you done to me? And that will happen. The more coffee you try, the more you figure out what you like and what you don't like. It becomes apparent where your tastes actually lie. It still has that overtone of this nutty, warm, most like brown sugary overlay. And it's not going to be necessarily sweet, I know that, but I don't think I would go so far as saying molassesy, but it could be just off of the smell. But I already know, this will be my third cup of this since I bought the bag. I already know that there's so much more that goes on underneath that top layer, but that top layer of taste and smell is very prevalent to me. But once you actually get to taste it, it just kind of like, all right, let's get in there. It's still pretty hot, but I think that I might be okay. It's like, this is going to be weird. To me, right in this moment, and I didn't get this before, but it almost kind of feels like a fruit tart. Like not the sweet tarts, not the candies, but like an actual fruit tart where you have maybe a nutty baked crust and then you have a layer of fruit, but upside down. My first initial impression is of the nuttiness, which I've been talking about since opening the bag. The same aroma that I was getting from the ground coffee, that's still there, but underneath it is this juicy, fruity yumminess. Initially, when I had tried this the first time, I had felt like there was a peachy flavor to it, but now that I've tasted it a couple times, I would definitely lean more towards what the descriptors are on the bag. The bag says pear, coconut, honeydew melon. I would definitely agree with the honeydew melon. And especially picturing the honeydew melon in my mind right now, absolutely. Pear, I would probably lean more towards the less sweet Asian pear, especially with the skin on it. Coconut, though. I'm not really getting any coconut for me. No, I love this. I'm not a huge fan of coconut to begin with, but I'm trying to think of all the different varieties and different ways that I've had coconut. No, I'm not really getting coconut. Maybe you would if you tried it, but definitely this delicious nutty layer with this juicy, fruity yumminess underneath. And I'm going to stick with an upside down fruit tart. Is that weird? Like if you just took a fruit tart and mashed it on your plate, but it was filled with Asian pears and honeydew melons and sprinkled with like walnuts and almonds, and they were all toasted up on top, that would probably be how I would describe this coffee. I know it probably sounds so crazy and you're watching me like, how? I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. And it is an Ethiopian, so I do expect there to be this juiciness to it. And I don't really get citrus, though. And I feel like previous Ethiopians that I had have been fruity, citrus, florally heavy, like grapefruity. But this doesn't necessarily go that far. Definitely staying in the melon fruity department, for sure. Yes, okay, so before I go on and just start throwing more descriptors at you, would I recommend this coffee? Yes. I think that it is a good Ethiopian to try if you're new to trying out different origins. This one is great. I think it's not too crazy flavor-wise in either direction, but it's still intriguing. It still has a little something about it that you might not be used to in a regular coffee that you have on an everyday basis. So I'm not if this is available online, I'll make sure to post the information down below. If not, I'll at least put their social media and their website so that you can check it out, support them, find out what they're doing, whether you live near or far. If you are in the area, totally go check them out. It's super cute. They're so nice in there. Their coffee is really good. They even make a cold brew out of this too. So if hot coffee is not your thing, but you like iced, they have this and it's great. You still get that fruitiness, that fruity nuttiness, but in a completely different way. So I'm going to cut this here. I'm going to finish this, enjoy every second of it, and I hope that you let me know what you love about coffee or what your favorite type of coffee is, or if you have a particular bag of beans that you think I should try on the next episode, leave that down below also. And I'll catch you on my Instagram story in the meantime, and we'll get back in the gym real soon. Talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.